I need to ask you something. And I need you to actually think about the answer. What the hell did we do? Not what happened to us, not what China did, not what politicians did. What did we do? You and me, all of us, together. Because here's what nobody wants to admit. Rome didn't wake up to fire and invasion. They woke up. And nobody knew how to farm anymore. The soldiers weren't soldiers. The builders weren't building. Everyone was just watching. They were consumers, spectators, waiting for someone else to fix it. And nobody, not one historian, not one senator, could point to the exact day it happened. It was gradual, invisible, like watching yourself age in a mirror. America is doing the same thing right now, and I'm going to show you exactly how. Here's what they don't teach you about empires. They don't collapse because of economics. They collapse because of psychology. There are 5 mental shifts that happen before every great civilization falls. 5 moments where a society stops being what it was and becomes something else. Rome went through all 5 between 200 AD and 400 AD. America has gone through all 5 between 1970 and 2025. I'm going to walk you through each one. And I'm going to show you the exact people living through them right now. Not statistics, real people. Because these shifts didn't just happen in history books. They're happening in your neighborhood, your office, your family, maybe even in you. By the end of this video, you'll understand why 2026 isn't about money. It's about who we became when we weren't paying attention. Picture Rome in 150 AD. A Roman citizen was a farmer first, soldier second, politician maybe third. You planted grain, you defended your land, you participated in the republic because it was your republic. Your hands were dirty, your back was strong. You produced more than you consumed. That was what it meant to be Roman. By 350 AD, that Roman was gone. The state gave you free grain. The army was made of Germanic mercenaries. Your job was to show up to the Colosseum and cheer. You didn't make anything anymore, you just received. And you called it civilization. In the 1960s, most Americans made something real. Cars, houses, food. Today, most of us move information, screens, spreadsheets, deliveries. Nothing you can actually point at and say, I built that. Which is a fancy way of saying, we don't make anything anymore. Mike is 55 and lives in Ohio. 20 years ago, he worked in a factory, made parts for cars. Good pay, pension, pride. I built something, he'd say. I could point at a car and say, I made that piece. That factory closed in 2009. Now Mike delivers Amazon packages. He doesn't build anymore. He moves boxes that someone in China built. Boxes full of things that Americans used to make. Boxes that will break in 6 months. And nobody will know how to fix them. The moment we stopped making things, we stopped being able to fix things, including ourselves. And that loss, that's only the beginning. But that's not even the scariest part. Because at least Mike remembers what it felt like to build. The next shift, it erased the memory entirely. Early Rome had a phrase, dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. It is sweet and fitting to die for one's country. Romans believed in sacrifice. You gave more than you took. That was virtue. By the late Empire, the phrase became, what does Rome owe me? Free bread, free entertainment, free housing for veterans. The state became a vending machine. You put in your vote, you expected services out. And when the services stopped, riots, coups, chaos, John F. Kennedy stands in front of the nation and says, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And the nation nodded. That made sense. That felt right. Every political ad, left, right, center, says the same thing. You deserve more. They took it from you. Vote for me and I'll get it back. Student loan forgiveness, universal health care, tax cuts, stimulus checks. Everyone promises to give you something. Nobody asks you to sacrifice anything. Emma's 26, college graduate, $120,000 in student debt. She did everything right, worked hard, got good grades, went to a good school, and now she's a barista. She's angry, and she should be. But here's what breaks my heart. Emma doesn't ask, what can I do to create value the world will pay for? She did everything she was told to do, study hard, get the degree, play by the rules, and now she's standing behind a coffee counter wondering, how did this still not work? She's not wrong to ask that. But Rome asked the same question, and when the grain shipments stopped coming from Egypt, there was no one left who knew how to farm. When sacrifice becomes optional, survival becomes impossible. Now here's where it gets personal. Because these first 2 shifts, you can blame the system, but the third shift, this one's on all of us, me included. And it happened so fast we didn't even see it. The Roman Senate used to plan in generations. Aqueducts took 40 years to build. Roads took decades. The Colosseum, started by Vespasian, finished by his sons. They planted olive trees knowing their grandchildren would harvest them. By the late empire, emperors were lucky to survive 2 years. Why plan for the future when you'll probably be assassinated by next Thursday? The thinking compressed, the vision shortened. Everything became about right now. In the 1960s, people held stocks for 8 years. Today, 6 months. His bonus is this quarter. The bridge lasts 40 years. Guess which one he chooses. We don't build cathedrals anymore. We build quarterly earnings reports. Jeff is a CEO, Fortune 500 company. Smart guy. His company's bridges are crumbling. His factories need upgrades. His workers need retraining. But Jeff's bonus is tied to this quarter's earnings, so he doesn't fix the bridges. He buys back stock, pumps the share price, gets his $8 million bonus. Next quarter? Next CEO's problem. Jeff isn't evil. He's just playing the game, and the game doesn't reward builders, so the bridges rot, and nobody notices. Until one day, they collapse. You can't build a cathedral when you're thinking in quarters. And empires? Empires are cathedrals. Okay, deep breath, because the fourth shift is the one that made me the saddest. Not angry, sad, because I watched it happen to people I love. Stoicism. That was the Roman ideal. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Control what you can, accept what you can't, be virtuous regardless." By late Rome, that was gone. Everyone blamed everyone. The Senate blamed the emperor blamed the provinces blamed Rome. Everybody was a victim. Nobody was responsible. And empires run on responsibility. Somewhere in the last 20 years, we stopped asking, "What can I do?" and started asking, "Who did this to me?" Left, right, doesn't matter. Everyone has their villain. The elites, the system, the other side. Everyone's a victim. And when everyone's a victim, nobody builds. David is 32, spends 6 hours a day on Twitter. He knows exactly who to blame. He just doesn't know what to build. He's not wrong about some of it. But David doesn't build anything. He doesn't fix anything. He doesn't create anything. He diagnoses. He complains. He demands someone else fix it. And he's not alone. Millions of Davids on every side. We've outsourced responsibility to outrage. When everyone's a victim, nobody's a hero. And empires need heroes. Not Twitter heroes. Real ones. The kind who plant trees they'll never sit under. One more shift. And this one? This is the shift that makes all the others irreversible. Because the first 4 shifts changed how we think. The 5th shift changed what we think is real. Bread and circuses. That's what they called it. Panem et circenses. Keep the masses fed and entertained and they won't revolt. But here's the key. The circuses were real. Real gladiators, real blood, real stakes. You showed up, you participated. It was a shared experience. Barbaric? Yes, but real. Average American, 7 hours of screen time per day. More people watch other people play video games than play sports themselves. Dating isn't meeting someone, it's swiping. Work isn't collaboration, it's Slack messages and Zoom boxes. Friendship isn't presence, it's reacting to Instagram stories. Somewhere along the way, we drifted away from reality. We don't live in the world anymore. We live in screens. And they weren't built for you, they were built to trap you. Jake is 19. It's 2:47 a.m. His room is dark except for the blue light of his monitor. Empty cans on the desk, headset still on. He hasn't left the house in 2 days, but he has 1,400 friends on social media. He's never met 1,380 of them. He's a legend in Fortnite. He's never played a sport in real life. He's had 50 relationships on dating apps. He's been on 3 actual dates. Jake isn't lazy. He isn't stupid. The simulation just feels easier. It doesn't reject you. It doesn't challenge you. It just validates. Rome had circuses. We have TikTok. At least the gladiators were real. It's easy to think, yeah, this is everyone else, not me. Let me ask you 3 questions. Answer honestly. Question 1. How many hours of screen time did you have yesterday? Don't guess. I checked mine. It was worse than I thought. Check yours too. Was it more than the time you spent building something physical with your hands? Question 2. When was the last time you sacrificed something? Time, money, comfort. For someone else with 0 expectation of return? Not a favor. Not networking. Actual sacrifice. Question 3. If the internet went down for a month, would your life improve or collapse? These shifts didn't happen to us. They happened through us. I'm guilty of all 5. I'm not outside this. I'm right in it with you. I see it because I'm guilty too. And that's the uncomfortable part. Like, this is the water we're swimming in. But fault and responsibility are 2 different things. Rome couldn't reverse these shifts. By the time they realized what they'd become, the muscle memory was gone. The farmers forgot how to farm. The soldiers forgot how to fight. The builders forgot how to build. Can we reverse it? I don't know. But here's what I do know. You can't fix a country overnight, but you can fix yourself this week. 3 anti-shifts. Not easy, but possible. 1. Build something weekly with your hands. Doesn't matter what. A table, a garden, a meal from scratch, reconnect with the physical world. 2. Sacrifice something monthly. Time or money for someone else, no ROI, no recognition, no posting about it. Remember what it feels like to give without taking. 3. 1 day per week, 0 screens. No phone, no laptop, no TV. See if you remember how to be bored, how to be present, how to be human. Rome couldn't do it because Rome was a collective, but you're not Rome, you're you. 2026 isn't about debt. It's not about China. It's not about politics. 2026 is about whether we remember who we were before we became this. Rome forgot. And Rome fell. Not because barbarians were strong, but because Romans stopped being Roman. We're not there yet, but we're close. Close enough that 10 years from now you might wake up and realize nothing got better. You just got older, broke, and wondering when everything quietly slipped away. Close enough that I can see it. Close enough that you can feel it. The question isn't, will America fall? The question is, who do we become if it does? Because the empire might not be savable, but you still are. The 5 shifts: builders to consumers, sacrifice to entitlement, long-term to short-term, virtue to victimhood, reality to simulation. Rome made them all. Slowly, invisibly, so did we. The difference? Decline doesn't feel like collapse. It feels like normal. And that's what makes it fatal. Empires fall all the time, but people don't have to. Rome fell. Some Romans didn't. The difference? They changed before the empire did. The question is, will you?